Hey, sweet soul, welcome back to Conscious Lifestyle Coaching. My name is Raileigh Easterling. Today's message is something along the lines of not torturing ourselves, not letting the world torture us, not letting anything steal our joy. We're allowed to live in peace and self autonomy. What I feel in the spirit lately is this internal warfare. It wants to keep you miserable and chained to something. And that's, of course, double energy, right? You feel like you're stuck, you can't escape, you're sacrificing something to gain something. It's not free. You don't feel free. In fact, it's distracting you from what's truly godly in your life, the miracles in your life, the blessings in your life. You're having trouble receiving it, appreciating it, being fully in the experience of divine blessing and divine love because of this noise in the background that again wants to distract you and make you feel powerless. And it's not a good feeling to have at all. So if that's you, this message is for you today. I'm gonna channel this next message. You know exactly what you need to do. You know your capacities, you know what you're capable of. And those needs, your needs, change through the seasons because you are not a product of the world. You are a servant of the Most High, of God, of the universe, of divine love. Especially if you're on the angelic frequency. If you know you are here to be used in the spiritual realm for spiritual healing, you're not someone who's ever going to be locked into a specific dynamic in your life or a lifestyle or job or relationship, not to the expectations of other people. You have a very, very unique timeline and lifestyle. How you live is authentic to the soul. So I mentioned before, you're someone who doesn't live in fear, and you're someone who doesn't live by the standards of what other people want of you. You only want what God wants of you. And when you're especially a servant of the spiritual world, you can't live outside of your purpose. You cannot live outside of the will of God, not without this feeling of extreme suffering and separation, anxiety, depression. You cannot be at peace unless you're back in the light of love, of God's plan for you. Because you're so awakened to your divine path, you can't run away, you can't ignore who you really are. But as a human being, and it's so natural, you get so attached to specific relationships and routines and habits that make you feel good, and maybe what you receive is a blessing that other people wish they could have. And so when God, source, asks you to shift, you're afraid to shift and you won't shift because you're afraid to let go, because you're resisting God's plan for you. And this is a natural human fear that God isn't really going to catch you when you let go. And that's understandable. We've experienced so many betrayals on the human journey, because even when those around us embody the light, the spirit of God, they're also just human and can be used by lower forces. and evil energy. And it's hard to look past it once that happens. But I'm speaking to someone who's on the verge again, the edge again, the precipice of being used more by God. God wants to take your life in a certain direction, but you're resisting it and you're fighting it, and it's causing you suffering in your mind. Maybe it's debilitating your body. And so you know what you truly desire, of course. At the deepest soul level, all you crave is to be in oneness, to be whole. That is your greatest desire. And at the same time, it's the greatest fear. Because you're afraid that God's going to let you down, that God's not going to show up, that God's not going to be there on the other side. Because there have been instances when you maybe thought it was God speaking and it wasn't, it was the enemy. But you had to have that experience because now you know, and you can recognize the voice of the enemy and the voice of God. And this is the opportunity in your life when you can really prove to yourself, prove to yourself that you know now, you know better, you've learned, you've matured, that your relationship with the divine has deepened and strengthened. You are more empowered now. You can walk on your own more now. You can make judgment calls for yourself. You're able to discern better now. You've been on a very long healing journey. You've been walking hand in hand with the divine. And so if it seems too difficult to make a sure choice for yourself, to make a confident choice for yourself, if you're still in that turbulence, the back and forth, this is just the divine God giving you an opportunity to empower yourself, to believe in yourself, to trust yourself more than you ever have before, to let go, and to live in bliss. Bliss is not a frequency, a vibration we have been discussing lately. But bliss is knocking. You're allowed to receive ecstasy, divine ecstasy. That is a real vibration. There's something more than joy that is accessible to you. I think a lot of us on the spiritual path, because we're so aware of what darkness is occurring, we forget. We forget that we are channels of divine love. And that love opens the door to so much more bliss. Yes, we are stewards, we are vessels of God's purpose. Yes, we work hard. But I believe the enemy wants us to think that God is just an evil boss that wants to work us until we die. He doesn't care about us. As long as what's fulfilled is fulfilled, that's it. Don't you think God wants adventure and joy, miracle and blessings? Doesn't God want us to say, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God? I mean, if I was God, I'd want to wow my people. I want my people to never forget who I am. And how that's going to happen? Divine miracles and blessings, the ecstasy, the bliss, so that you always remember me, so that you always crave me, you always want to come home to me. That's God energy. God is not a mean Again, that mean overseer in the sky, just wanting us to work and labor and slave. That is a consciousness that is healing across the planet. I always talk about that. We're healing from the slave master consciousness. We're moving into unity consciousness. So if you're still listening, these are just one of those moments when we are about to remember, as we let go, as we surrender, and we trust the inner vision. We trust the choices that we know we have to make to get closer to divine love, get closer to God here and now, into the present moment. How can you live there now? Make those choices, make them confidently, see them through, have faith, and enjoy your life. When I say enjoy your life, to receive the ecstasy and the bliss, this is not, I'm not saying drugs. I'm saying that high, that drug you get when you feel God enter the room. If you don't know what that feels like, it's hard to put into words. Every cell in your body lights up in just pure vitality, radiance, and peace. It's not just this calm energy. It's not even just love. It's, wow, I can't believe I get to be a human and I'm here. Those moments do come. And those moments are trying to enter your life now, if you allow it. So it's going to take some courage and to overpass some fearful thoughts you might be having. So I hope this message encourages you. Wishing you some peace and love. If you are ready for one-on-one coaching, thank you for everyone who's booked a coaching call in the next coming days. I look forward to meeting with you. But if you're ready, go ahead and get that scheduled. ConsciousLifestyleCoaching.com. You can learn more about my offerings and services, learn more about myself as well. And then we'll have more upcoming programs, and the next 3-month coaching portal begins January 5th. So lock in these dates. I'll get the workshop to you soon. And just again, thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for sharing this content, commenting below. I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you again soon. Peace and love.